Okay, so I want to say again, welcome everybody to ESL 30, NCESL 39. This class is a reading and vocabulary class for multilingual speakers. And so multilingual speakers mean that people who speak more than one language. So that means all of you.
Yeah.
Which is so amazing and just so incredible. So my name is Professor Emily Packer, but please just call me Emily. I have been teaching at Miracosta since the fall of 2015. So almost at the end, almost coming up on 8 years. And I love teaching this course. It's one of my favorite courses to teach. I also teach at Southwestern College, which is down in Chula Vista. And I am a student at the University of San Diego. I am getting my PhD. I'm currently in my third year. So a lot of
Good luck.
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do a lot of writing just like you all this semester. So if you email me, at 10 o'clock at night or something, I'll probably email you back because I'm up writing as well. So again, I just want to apologize for the confusion about the days of this class. This class is on Mondays. So starting next week, we will be meeting on Monday mornings at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and every Monday afterwards. So I look forward to starting my week seeing everybody. This course does not require you to have your cameras on, although I love to see your faces. It's totally up to you, okay? I want to definitely respect your privacy. And I know sometimes we feel like, hey, not really up for having our camera on today, and that's totally fine. Today's class is going to be getting to know me a little bit, getting to know you all a little bit, and then not most importantly, but also getting to know the course. If at any point you have any questions, you can use the chat feature, and you can also unmute yourself and always interrupt me. That's totally fine. You don't need to be polite here. I want to answer your questions. That's more important than being polite. So just be like, stop, I have a question, and that's totally fine. So what I'm going to do to begin is to kind of look at our Canvas course, just to show you how I'm going to get to the materials that we're going to use in today's class. All of the materials that we use in class can be found on Canvas. So you can look at them ahead of time, or you can always go back to them. So if you miss a class, the PowerPoint is already on Canvas for that class. So you can always go back and look at that and see what you missed. Okay. All right, let me share. There we go. All right, so everybody should be able to see that when you log into Canvas, this is what your homepage should look like for my course. Now, sometimes, different teachers set up their courses differently. I know that's really confusing. So if at any point you have a question about where something is, just send me a message. You can use the inbox feature via chat. And you can always send me a message at any time, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So the recent announcements is where I'm going to be communicating with you all most of the time. So you can see when it's posted, and then you can click in and see the information. Please make sure you read these announcements. They always have information about the upcoming assignments and any suggestions I have for you all. Down
Perfect.
here, yeah. Okay. Oh, do we have somebody join us? Hi, Salome.
Hi, teacher.
Hi.
I'm Salima.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so good. Sorry, didn't see that you came in until right now. Thanks so much for being here today.
It's the first time, right?
Yes, it's the first
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Yeah. And are you registered for this class already?
No, unfortunately. I'm a little bit confused about the my classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I'm confused about Monday or Wednesday. I had a different email. I don't know. And then sorry about it.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
It's absolutely my fault for it being confusing. So so sorry about that. So our courses are on Mondays. This week, since we didn't meet on Monday, we're doing an optional Zoom today. But starting next week, we're going to meet every week on Monday.
Oh, Monday. Okay, good.
Yeah, so sorry about the confusion. I was told a different day, and you, as all the students, were told a different day. So
Okay.
I'm so
Got
sorry
it.
about
Thank
that
you.
confusion.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. Are you able to stay with us in class today for a little while?
Um, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when we log into Canvas, this is going to be where all of the information we need is. Okay. So if you're unfamiliar with Canvas, we can always find a time to go through it together one-on-one. But what I suggest is just getting in there and playing around, trying to figure out where everything is. So you can always find our Zoom link. So it says every Monday on Zoom from 9 until 10:15. And then this is where you can find your Zoom link every week, okay? I'm not going to be sending it out every week via announcements. It's just going to live right here. It's also in our syllabus, so you can always use our syllabus to find the Zoom link. But I think the easiest thing might be just to click right here and it pops up. So when we go into our modules, this is where all of the information will be organized by week. And I did that to really hope to ease any confusion we might have about assignments and due dates and that kind of thing. So what I haven't done quite yet in Canvas, because as I let you know, everything's getting updated this week, is I have not updated the week one. Okay, but all of the months and days. So that's what I'm going to be doing after class today. So when you log into Canvas later on today, you'll see that all of this is updated. So it'll say week one, and it'll say January 23rd to January 30th. And so at any point you can go down and say, okay, what week are we in? I don't know. Okay, so I can find the date. So it will be updated today. And so that way, moving forward in the Canvas course, it will be easy to find when everything is due. So you can see that in each week we have a PowerPoint, and that PowerPoint we will be using for class on Monday. So this is where a lot of information will be. Sometimes we're not going to get to cover everything in the PowerPoints because there's a lot of information, but it's going to always be here for you to use to study for your quizzes and your tests, and just as a really great resource. And we're going to explore our PowerPoints in the upcoming weeks, especially next week. You can see that in week one, we actually have a ton of information, where in other weeks, it's really not as much. There's usually the materials, the assignments, and the PowerPoint. Materials, assignments, and PowerPoint. But week one has a lot of general information to help support you in this course. So we have the MiraCosta's academic calendar, so you can go and click into MiraCosta's calendar to see when we have holidays, when we have spring break. So this is easily accessible for you. We also have a link to MiraCosta Student Services. So if you have any questions about things outside of our class, if you click into this link, it'll connect you to people that you can talk to, like academic advising, mental health support, academic support, the writing center, tutoring, all of that great stuff is just in this link. I really encourage you all to use this resources at MiraCosta because they're free and they can help you in any of your classes, not just my class.
Perfect.
Yeah, Ahmed, you're good? Thank you.
Yeah.
So when we look down at general student materials, this is more for our class, but you can also use it in other ESL courses if you're taking ESL 20, 149, 150, any of those courses. So we have a learner's dictionary. I never use the quote unquote normal dictionary, the Merriam-Webster dictionary, because I find it really confusing. So I always use what's called a learner's dictionary. So if this class is all about vocabulary and reading. So we're going to study a ton of vocabulary words. the best way, if you're reading and find a word that you don't know, is download the Learner's Dictionary app on your phone. I have it on my phone, so when I read, I can quickly look up words. It happened to me last night before going to bed. I'm reading a book and I was like, I've never heard of this word. I looked at my phone, used Learner's Dictionary, and looked up the definition. That is a really great way to figure out and build your vocabulary pretty quickly. Then this is kind of crazy big word. But it's pronounced thesaurus. It kind of sounds like a dinosaur. But thesaurus means kind of like a dictionary, but it gives you the synonyms and antonyms of words. So synonyms are words that are similar, and antonyms are words that are opposite. This is going to be really helpful for us when we're studying the vocabulary words that we learn in this course. So if for example, if a new word for me was excited and I went to thesaurus, thesaurus would show me that a synonym for excited is happy, where an antonym of excited is unimpressed. So it can help you build your vocabulary that way. And then for this third one, how many syllables? This is one of my favorite websites that really helps with pronunciation. So I know that our course is reading and vocabulary, but I want our vocabulary to not only be learned in our brain, like, oh, I can recognize that or I can define it. I want you to start incorporating these words in your speaking, because it's no use if you know 1,000 words, but you don't use them, right? We
Exactly.
want to use them. We want you to go out into your world at Miracosta, at your jobs, with your friends, and use the words that we're learning in this class.
We have to understand it.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest issues for students using words is not necessarily the definition, but how to pronounce it, right? So it's like, oh my gosh, I know this word, I can recognize it, but I don't know how to say it. So we're going to focus a lot on pronunciation of our vocabulary words because I want you to use them in your speaking, okay? So How Many Syllables is a pronunciation website, and you can use that for any class. Now, underneath, in week 1, we have course materials. So we have our course syllabus. We're not going to go through that today together because it's a pretty large document. But as I said in my announcement, I need you to all to please go through it in your own time. So our course syllabus looks like this. So it has information about me. It has information about the class, how to communicate with me, the objectives of the class, the attendance policies, like work policies, the assignments, and grading, all of this information. So please go through this in your own time. And if you have any questions about it, please send me a message. But a lot of this will be explained as we go throughout our course. Okay, so this will be, you don't need to study this document or anything like this. It's just a resource for you to use if you have any questions about the class. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to turn in my quiz tomorrow. I wonder what Emily's late work policy is. And then you can come to this syllabus and see, okay, what's Emily's late work policy? Or shoot, I can't come to class next week. How many times can I be absent? Okay, I'm going to go to the syllabus and I'm going to look and see how many times I'm absent. And so for this class, you can be absent 3 times. And that's totally fine. And you don't need to let me know ahead of time. But if you do let me know ahead of time, I can tell you kind of what we're going to be doing in the class the next day. For my friends who are non-credit students who are used to studying at the CLC, it's really important to know that this course is a 16-week course. So I know that non-credit classes at the CLC are 8 weeks, roughly, I think. So this course is a full semester. So this course goes until the end of May. We have a spring break in March, but this course does not stop in March. This course goes until May. There's been some confusion in the past about that, but I just wanted to be really clear. Okay, let's pop back into Canvas and then I'll stop talking for a minute and you all can talk.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I didn't understand. 8 weeks for non-credit.
Okay, so yeah, let me clarify that. So for non-credit students, if you have taken classes at the Community Learning Center, you may be used to classes that are 8 weeks long. However, this class is 16 weeks long. So
Okay.
this class for credit and non-credit, 16 weeks. But in the past, some of my non-credit students have thought that this class ended after 8 weeks, and that was not the case. Does that make sense? This class is 16 weeks, but sometimes non-credit classes are 8 weeks, and that's not the case for this class.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So then we have the course schedule. The course schedule is, if I do say so myself, a very, very important document. Now you will be able to see when all the due dates are throughout the Canvas course. But if you need to be very organized, then this document has all of the dates broken up by week. So it's basically an overview of the Canvas course. So you can click into this, you can print this out, you can have this with you. So you can see that, okay, Monday we were supposed to have Zoom, right? And then Wednesday we have the student introductions due. I'll talk about that in a second. Next week we start Unit 1. This is what we're doing on Monday. The homework is due on Wednesday. Week 3, this is, excuse me, what we're doing in Zoom on Monday. These are when the assignments are due in week 3. So this is basically an overview of what we're doing every week. So a lot of students prefer to see that kind of like organized in one document. So this is what this document is. So I suggest downloading it, saving it on your computer, or printing it out, just so that you have a heads up about what's going on. Hi, Tatiana. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm so happy
Sorry
that you
I'm
could join
late.
us. No, this
I
is
tried to join, but just
oh,
now.
not a problem. I'm so glad that you're here today. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, great. We're just going through the Canvas course, and I'm recording this, so I will upload the recording for everybody, so you can always go back and look at the first 20 minutes if you want to. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to go back to modules, and we're going to finish week 1. And then since we have a bunch of students came today, I'm so happy. We're going to jump into kind of a get to know you activity. So let me finish going through the course materials. This next part is really important. So this is about the required books. So for this course, there are 2 books that are required for this course. Okay, so there are a lot of different ways to get these books, but it's very important that you are able to get them as soon as possible. So in the past, what's worked really well for students is Amazon. So Amazon has these 2 books. You can buy them used, you can buy them new. There's lots of different options. You can also look at the MiraCosta bookstore. But yeah, Ahmed, perfect. Excellent job. Thank you for showing us that. Yeah, so that Ahmed just showed us the Reading Explorer book. So this Reading Explorer National Geographic, you can find this at the Amazon bookstore, or I have a link for you right here on Amazon. The only issue with the MiraCosta bookstore is that they tend to run out of books really quickly, even though I've given them the number of students in the courses, and then they have to order them again. So I would say if you're able to order them on Amazon, they're going to be cheaper and they might get to you quicker. However, if you're on MiraCosta campus and you want to go over to the bookstore, please be my guest. They will definitely have some copies.
Yeah, I get one, the National Geographic from them, and then they order for me the second book. So I don't know when it's gonna come. I just want to let you know because it's gonna be late or something.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. So this second book, Les Mis, we're going to start that in about, let me think about this, in about 4 weeks. So we have some time before we need
Perfect.
this. Yeah. So you should be okay with that. And then the Les Mis book, you can find this on Amazon, okay, as well. But also it sounds like the MiraCosta bookstore can order it for you too. It's the issue with the MiraCosta bookstore is that they have to place orders alongside with a lot of different colleges. So sometimes they have to wait for books to come in because other colleges get them first. So these are the two options that I've provided, and you can do whatever works best for you. Does anybody have any questions about the books?
No, I just want to say that being that the class starts on Monday, that give me time to get my books. Because I ordered them and I wanted to pay less, so I didn't rush them to get it. So
that's totally fine. I'm going to show you something, Maria, that I assume it takes students a few weeks to get books. So I have actually uploaded the first 2 readings on Canvas. So you can have access to the materials on Canvas, I think for the next 2 weeks while you wait for your books. So for example, when we go down to week 2, and for my friends who just joined us, I am going to be updating the dates today. But when we go to week 2, you see that you can click into Reading Explorer 4, Unit 1, which will be our homework. And I've uploaded pictures of Unit 1. So it's not the easiest thing in the world to read, but you have access to the materials if you don't have your book yet. I think for this next week and week 3, but starting week 4, everybody needs to have their books. But I always assume it takes students a few weeks to get their books. So you can see that the reading is right here for you.
thank you.
Yeah. I know it takes students, and I don't want you all to pay $1 million to get the books quickly. So let's go back, and I think we're almost finished with going through the modules. Okay, so then you see that we have this week's assignments. So since the day of the class, we've figured that out. The student introduction assignments worth 20 points. This is due at the end of the day today if you have not done it. So please make sure that you go in. I hope it's a super easy assignment. It's a way to get to know everybody before the class really starts. And it's a way for me to learn a little bit about you. So please, if you have not completed this quite yet, please click in and do this. Yeah, Ahmed?
So you talk about because yesterday I think I did it. You talk about the one like you put your picture on it, your family picture, and you
Yeah.
have to reply. Yeah, I did this.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
That's the first week what you want? This
Yeah.
only assignment you want?
This is the only
Perfect.
assignment for this week. Yes.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for clarifying that. So you can see that the instructions are here, the grading is here, and then I modeled it for you, which means that I posted, and so you can learn a bit about me, and then I uploaded a picture so you can see my husband and my baby. She's
Oh, nice. She's cute.
Thank you. She's older now. I think this was from May or June, so she's a little bit older now, but yeah, she's a
She
cute.
looked like her dad.
She
Her
looks
dad.
exactly like her dad. She looks
Yeah.
like you put my husband's face on my baby's face.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the assignment. So yeah, if you guys can go in and to complete that by the end of the day today, if for some reason you need a little bit more time, just let me know. But it's just a way for you all to read each other's intros, find commonalities. I read a lot of you are moms. A lot of you found really interesting overlaps in your life. So we always do something at the beginning of the semester to break the ice and connect everybody. And so, yes, so that is module 1, that's for this week. So module 2 will start on Monday. Each module is 1 week long, but all of these materials will stay here, okay? And then this is week 1 PowerPoint. So we're just about to jump into the PowerPoint and complete some of that. So anytime, anything we do in class, you can find on Canvas, okay? So let's jump over into our PowerPoint, and we're going to do a little bit of an activity. I'm so excited that we have a bunch of students on Zoom with us today now, so we can complete the activity together. And then we're going to finish up class by talking about some of the requirements for this course, and I will answer any questions that you have. So let's jump into this week's PowerPoint. Okay, so first of all, welcome. I'm so happy that you all are here and that you've decided to take this course this semester. I truly love teaching. It is seeing students and interacting with students is one of the most important and best parts of my week. So I'm so happy that you're all here. And I want you all to give yourselves a pat on the back and say, congratulations, you know, you signed up for class and you're attending class, and that takes a lot of effort. I know that's a big step, a big decision. So I hope that you give yourself some credit this week and say, okay, good job. You know, it's really important. Okay, so this is the agenda for today. So I'm going to do a brief introduction. We're going to do some peer introductions. We are going to look, we kind of have done this out of order today. We looked at Canvas a little bit, but we're going to kind of briefly touch on the more important parts of this course afterwards. But for this portion, we really want to focus on getting to know each other. So my name's Professor Emily Packer, but as I've mentioned, I go by Emily, so please call me Emily. Since this is a reading and vocabulary course, I designed a little bit of an icebreaker activity around vocabulary words. So vocabulary words make up some of the most important parts of communication. You know, being able to think of words, choose words, communicate effectively, understanding words, writing words. So vocabulary is such an important part of learning a language. Of course, there's so much more. There's grammar, there's pronunciation, there's cultural norms of the language. You know, there's so much. But for us, we really want to focus on growing our vocabulary. So if I look at my name, I have 5 letters in my name. So I want to think of 5 words where I can use each letter, E-M-I-L-Y, to describe myself. So let's check it out. So the first word that I thought of when I'm describing myself using my first letter, which is E, is that I'm American. And I've lived in America I've lived in the United States for a long time, but I've actually lived all around the United States. So I'm originally from Connecticut, but I currently live in Colorado. I've lived in 7 different states in the United States. But I've not only lived in the United States. I've lived in Belgium, I've lived in Canada, I've lived in Luxembourg, I've lived in Australia, and I've lived in China. So being American is definitely where I'm from, but it's also part of who I am when I go abroad and what that means. So that's my first word. My second word using the M letter is family. So I currently live with my husband. His name is Andrew. My daughter, her name is Lucy, and our 2 dogs, Nova and Pepper. And so you'll probably hear them barking in the background at some point. We moved to Colorado from California to be closer to family. So we live near my sister and her fiance. We live near my husband's sister. And we currently have my brother and his girlfriend living with us while they find a place to live in Colorado. So we are surrounded by family, which is so special to us. Now looking at the next letter, which is I, is China. And so I know that we have some students from China here. I don't know if I don't think Alyssa made it to class today, but I lived in China for just under 2 years. I taught English, not surprisingly. I lived outside of a city called Xi'an, which is in central China. And it's such a special country to me because this is where I started teaching. It was my first teaching job. So I fell in love with teaching and I came back to the United States. I got my master's and I started teaching in the community college level. So I really hope to bring Lucy back to China at some point. It's such a special country to me. Okay, for my L, I have California. I lived in San Diego for 7 years and I moved away in 2020 during COVID. COVID really made my husband and I reflect on what we want in our life and where we see ourselves for the next 5-10 years. So I started my PhD program in 2020. We moved and were able to buy a house, and we live near our sisters. And so we live in Colorado, but California is so special to us. We were just in California and San Diego 2 weeks ago, celebrating our 5-year anniversary. So California is so special. It's such a fun city, or sorry, San Diego is such a fun city, and I really miss the food. And then last but not least, using my Y letter, I use the word happy. So I am a firm believer in the power of positivity, which means that I guess whatever you put out, you attract, right? So if you're happy and you're excited, it's contagious. It goes to other people. And you also attract that kind of energy in your life too. And so I really try to focus on being as happy as I can. Sometimes life can get really stressful, especially the last few years with COVID and being pregnant during that time and having my daughter. And I really want to focus on being super happy, and teaching is definitely one of those things that makes me happy. So these are my 5 vocabulary words that I use to represent myself. You can see that I used the different letters of my name. So what I'm going to ask you all to do is to do the same thing. So what I would like, you can use this on your phone, you can just use your brain, you can use your computer, you can use paper or pencil. What I want you to do is, in like the next 5-ish minutes, I know that's not a long time, write out your name or think about your name and think of words that have the same letters as the letter in your name. Okay. So for example, Ahmed has 5 letters. So he's going to think of a word with the letter A in it, a word with the letter H in it, and so on and so forth. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to get into groups and share some of these words, which is a way for us to practice our English vocabulary, but also a way to get to know each other a little bit more. What questions do you all have about this before we get started? And Tatiana, I'm sorry, you have a lot of letters in your name.
I can call me Tanya.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions about the instructions for this activity?
So where you want us to do this? Like in Canvas? We have to go and see it?
No. This is just for you. You're going to share it verbally. So you can put it on your phone, you can write it down.
I will just write down and share it. Okay.
Perfect. Exactly.
Thank you.
So I'm going to check in with everybody in about 5 minutes. If you don't get all of the words, that's totally fine. But just have fun with it.
I believe I'm done.
Perfect. So I'm going to give everybody about 2 more minutes. So again, there's no pressure, no rush, just do as much as you can. And be thoughtful about the words that you're choosing. But yeah, I'm going to give you about 2 more minutes. All right, so we're gonna just put our pens down or just take a step back from whatever we're doing. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to put you into a breakout room with 2 other students. This is an opportunity for you all to take about 10 minutes to introduce yourselves to your other classmates. So what I suggest doing is sharing your name, anything that you think is important, maybe where you're from or where you're currently living, and then share the words that you came up with. And so you can ask questions, you can share why you came up with different words, just like I did. I didn't just say, okay, American, happy, California, I explained why. So we are going to have about 10 minutes to do this. So this is going to be approximately like 3 minutes per student. So just remember that as we're all sharing to make sure that everybody gets a chance to talk. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put you into your breakout rooms now. But again, we're just introducing ourselves. This is low stress, just sharing our names, sharing the words we came up with, practicing our vocabulary. Okay. Okay. I just opened all of the rooms. So go ahead and join. Okay, so for my friends who are watching at home, thank you so much for making it this far into the class. I know that you might feel a little bit frustrated that you're not involved in this activity and getting to know your classmates. So what I want to suggest is making sure that you do the student introduction assignment that is due at the end of the day today. So that's Wednesday. What's a great way to get to know each other is to go through, make sure you read everybody's posts and respond to your classmates and find connections. And that's a really wonderful way to build community. But don't worry, because every week we're going to be doing something that will make sure that you're interacting with your classmates and getting to know them a little bit more. So if you're feeling a little left out of this specific activity, I do want to apologize, but there are other ways to get to know your classmates. So again, if you have any questions or concerns about this, you can always let me know. But otherwise, I hope that you are able to get to know your classmates through the student introduction assignment. So I'm going to pause the recording while your classmates are doing this, and then I'm going to come back. Welcome back.
That was very nice and
Good.
we had fun.
Oh, that's so great, Maria. Thanks for sharing that with me. Yeah, I'm so glad that you all get a chance to chat. So, did you learn anything about your classmates?
Yeah, it was very nice.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I think it's so important for students to talk one-on-one without the instructor being present. Just kind of relax and enjoy each other. And then when you
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, I think it's so important. So I'm going to try to incorporate time for you all to be in breakout rooms quite often without me being there. So you'll see that I didn't pop in and say hi. And sometimes I will, just to make sure everybody is doing okay. But a lot of times I won't, because I just want you all to have this space with your classmates to just relax and just enjoy one another. So, but let's listen, let's hear some of the words that you all chose, or let's read some of them. So if you can look at and find the chat feature on Zoom, what I would love, and this is optional, but what I would love if you would type in on the chat some of the words that you use to describe yourself. You can use all of them, or you can write some of them. So for example, I wrote American, I wrote California, China, happy, and family. So those were the 5 that I chose from my name. You can choose some of them or just 1 or 2. It's totally up to you. But if you could use the chat feature just so we can see this. I know that you just verbally shared with people. And that way that you can also get to know the people in the other group too.
I think easy if we can just say it like that, because this long thing, long story, each word. So I don't know.
Yes, we
Sure.
don't need to share the we don't need to share the stories right now. I think right now I'm envisioning us just coming up with a lot of vocabulary words together in the chat feature. So you can see them written down. So we're not going to explain it. We're just going to
Okay.
look at the words if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Amit.
All right.
Argument. Ooh, I like that you capitalized the G, Gazelle.
That's the first letter in my name.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome that you did that. And I know that we just said we're not going to explain the words, but eventually I do want to ask you about
Okay.
that. So yeah, that was perfect. So you all can see that Gazelle wrote argument with the capital G. As I said, you can share some words. 1 or 2 is totally fine. daughter, cat, granddaughters, Russia, California. Oh, thank you, Tatiana. Mexico, happy, strong, friendly, social. Oh, excellent, Maria. I love that. Oh, Hawaiian, the Hawaii Islands. Love that of it. I wish,
Yeah,
I
and
wish
I just want to say bye. I have to go and see you on Monday, everyone.
see you on Monday, Maria. Thank you so much for coming today.
Okay.
Yeah, Hawaii. I'm looking to go there in July of
Oh,
this year.
that's so nice.
Yeah.
I wish that you could see my backyard right now. There's snow and it's snowing a little bit. So I really,
No, right now it's so hot here in San Diego.
oh, I'm so jealous. When I was
Yeah,
there in San Diego a few weeks ago, it was just raining.
I know it's raining. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been 3 weeks raining.
I know, so much rain. I love that a lot of us put, I'm seeing some countries and then some adjectives like happy, strong, friendly, and social. So adjectives, those words that we use to describe other nouns and other nouns. And then like Tatiana used some nouns just like I did. So it's daughter, cat, granddaughters, Russia. And so we're really going to talk about the difference in words as well. Ahmed used Hawaiian Islands, which is also two nouns. So thinking about the words that we use and their function is really important. So I'm going to give us about another minute to add some more words to the chat, and then we're going to finish the class by talking about the course. Salam said train, body, make, and hobby. Oh, nice. Very interesting. I like that. Meng said mother, encourage, nature, and great. Oh, I love nature too. I think that I need to switch the E to nature as well. I
Yeah.
love getting out into nature. I think it's so important. Yeah. Salam, do you work out? Is that what training is?
No, I want to, yeah, but I keep the nature. It's very difficult. I think the environment get a lot of pollution in ocean. Yeah, and people need to a lot of habits, and we need to change. Like I teach my children, you don't you wear trash or you don't use the water bottle, don't use the beverage. Yeah, so I don't know, but I just teach them the nature is very important to us. And I love the nature place, the mountain, the ocean. I don't want to be, how to say, yeah.
We're going to actually talk about this in one of our sections. We're going to talk a lot about this. And so we're going to learn a lot of words that have to do with pollution or contamination. So I'm interested to hear what you write in that section. But you're absolutely right. I think teaching our children is such an important part of preserving the earth for them. Yeah, thank you. And so, sorry, do you go by Mengju or Meng?
You go by call me man.
Perfect. Perfect.
Manju is okay.
No, I want to know what you want.
Yeah, prefer man.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you all for sharing some of these words. We have about 10 minutes left of class, and although I didn't get to hear the stories behind all of your words, I hope that I will learn more about you or I know I will learn more about you as we continue the course. So now we're going to just talk in class, talking about the semester and the course and your expectations and my expectations. But we will continue talking about this over the next few weeks. So it's not like I'm just going to give you all this information and you need to know it now. We are going to continuously talk about the assignments, the instructions, grading every week about stuff. Okay. So don't worry if today you look at the syllabus and you seem, you feel a little overwhelmed. That's okay. I don't expect you to know everything right away. I just want you to have an idea of what is coming up. So this course has 5 units, okay? Each unit is 2 weeks with the exception of our novel. So you can see that our unit 3 is, we read our novel, Les Miserables. And so our novel is going to be longer than 2 weeks. Sorry, you can hear my dog. It's going to be longer than 2 weeks. I believe it's 3 or 4 weeks total. But the Reading Explorer units are each 2 weeks, okay? So the first week will be on unit 1A, the next week 2A. If we look at unit 2, so it's, it'll be 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B. So 1 week per part of each unit. So once you have your book, I think this will make more sense. So just as a reminder, please, please, please order your books today if you have not ordered them quite yet. But your reading for next week and your reading for week 3 is on Canvas. So if it takes you a week or 2 to get your book, that's okay. The readings are currently on Canvas. So we have five units. So we have 16 weeks or 17 weeks, I think, with spring break divided into 5 units. Within each unit, there's going to be a variety of assignments. So there's going to be homework assignments where it's multiple choice based on the book. There's going to be quizzes and there's going to be projects. Now, the homework assignment is just taken right out of the book. Okay, so it's multiple choice, it's definition. The quiz will be on Canvas. And then the project is going to be a small writing assignment. Okay, and we are going to talk about each assignment as they come. All right, so I'm not going to explain each assignment right now because it's going to be too much information. So we're going to talk about each assignment as it comes. So next week on Monday, we are going to be talking a bit about Unit 1A in the Reading Explorer. So I will explain the homework on Monday. Every homework assignment will be very, very similar, okay? Every quiz will be very similar. Every project will be very similar. So it's going to be the same types of format, but different content in each assignment. So, but we're going to talk about this as they come up. Within our units, so Unit 1 starts next week, we're going to have a homework assignment due on Wednesday, and then that's it for the week. The next week, our week 2 of each unit is going to be busier. So we'll have a homework assignment, we'll have a quiz, and we'll have a project. However, all of these are about the same content, okay? So it's just us interacting with the content in different ways. So I don't think that any of these assignments would take you more than half an hour. Okay, maybe the project a little bit, but if any of these assignments take you more than 30 minutes, please let me know because I don't want you spending hours and hours and hours on homework for this class. I want this to just be a way for us to practice, okay? You can retake any of the homework assignments. You can retake any of the quizzes, okay, as many times as you want. They do need to be completed on time, but you can retake it. You can retake it twice. You could retake it 10 times. The purpose of this course is not to be stressful for you. The purpose of this course is for you to learn and for you to absorb information in a way that you can then use. So I don't think that stress and learning go together very well. I think that safety and comfort and confidence and learning go together very well. Okay. So if at any point you are feeling very stressed in this class, please talk to me. That is not my intention. I know that some classes, it is the intention for students to be stressed. Some teachers think that that is the right way to educate. That is not my teaching philosophy. So I don't want you feeling like that. I want this class to make you feel confident in your speaking abilities, in your writing abilities, in your vocabulary abilities, in your reading abilities. That's the intention that's my goal, okay, is your confidence and your ability to use these words. So this might look like a lot of assignments, but we have a lot of assignments so that every assignment is worth a little bit. So it's not this type of class where the midterm is worth 50% and the final is worth 50%. I don't I don't think that is a useful way of teaching for the majority of students. So we have a lot of little assignments throughout the semester, and you can retake most of them. You cannot retake your projects because that's something that you create. And so we're going to talk about your projects when we get to them in week 3. Okay. But again, it's a small writing assignment. It's for you to practice. Okay. And for me to provide you with individual feedback. So we were already on Canvas, and we also already looked at the course schedule a little bit. So if you were not in class when we did that, you can always do this on your own time. Go back and look at the course schedule. I recommended students save it on their computer or print it out. It has all the due dates and all the things that we're going to do in class for this semester. It also has spring break, which is great. And so you can use this course schedule if you cannot come to class for some reason, or if you want to work ahead. You'll also see that you have access to all of the modules. Okay, so for some students, if they know that they will not be able to do work for a certain week, then they can work ahead in the class instead of falling behind. So for spring break, sometimes students and their families go on vacation a little early and they're unable to do the work. So you can access any of these assignments at any point. So you can always work ahead if you know that you're going to be unable to do the work when it is due. Okay. So I hope, with the exception of the dates, which I told you I'm changing today, I hope that this module section is pretty much the only place on Canvas that you really need to go to. You can, of course, go to your grades, and you can monitor your grades as we go throughout the course. But everything you need, all the assignments, are under modules. And then all the assignments are then organized under week. Okay. So each week you can say, okay, what week is this? What's the date? Go to the module, see what is coming, see what we're going to do, see the PowerPoint you have, and you have everything there. If at any point you need to meet with me, I do not have set office hours, which means I don't have office hours, for example, every Wednesday at 10. Instead, my office hours are flexible, which means that I offer office hours in any time that works for the student and for myself. Okay, so if you want to meet with me and go over a quiz or go over a homework assignment, go over a project or anything like that, you just send me a message on Canvas and we'll find a time that works best for the two of us. Okay. I am open and available most times to support you all. Okay. It is, yes, I love that. I love meeting with you individually. It is not a burden for me to meet with you outside of class. Okay. I want to say that explicitly, because at least for me, sometimes asking my professors to meet outside of class, I feel kind of badly doing that. But for me, that is not a burden at all. Okay. So if you want to meet, we'll find a time to meet. And I would love to do that. Now, we have a few more minutes left. Does anybody have any outstanding questions that you would like me to cover?
No.
We don't have homework for today or no?
So the only homework assignment you have for this week is the student introductions.
Okay.
So yes, so the student introductions are due at the end of the day today. But if for some reason you need some additional time, just send me a message and we can definitely talk about that. So the only assignment for this week is student introductions. And most assignments are due on Wednesday. But if for some reason you need an additional day or two, please always reach out to me and ask me that. I would much rather you turn in assignment late rather than not turn in an assignment at all. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the next class is Monday?
Yes, you got it.
Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure.
Yeah, so the next class is Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So we will see each other on Monday, and then we'll see each other every Monday until May 22nd, I think it is.
So no Wednesday, only Monday?
Only Monday, yes.
All right.
Only.
And I want to apologize for that again. I was just as confused as you all were. So thank you for your patience and for just being very, very kind about this. I do apologize for the confusion and stress this may have caused you all.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
If you have any other questions for me about the class or anything, please let me know. Otherwise, I can stay online as I can stay on Zoom today to go over any questions. So otherwise, class is over and I cannot wait to see you all on Monday.
All right.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good day.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
day. Bye.
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 So, very quick question before we leave.
Yeah.
So, I chose a class with my counselor, and I choose another class is ESL theory. I mean ESL 150 and your class and counselor class and weight training. So this is three class I wanted to get my languages better.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I speak English very well or I can understand, but the writing and the vocabularies I need to understand more and more.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
I want to understand, like when I read right now, when I read the book, I can understand but little bit because I don't
Okay.
have the big language. So I need to keep practicing. Like when I read anything, I want to understand it very quick. Not I have to translate it with my phone and stuff.
Mhm.
So maybe in the future it's gonna be helping. So this semester I choose it for training or something to my major because I choose business admission. I like to do that. Yeah, maybe when I graduate, I will do marketing or selling house or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I need your help or the another teacher help so we can do step by step.
Absolutely. That is
Yeah.
not a problem. So thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, I just want to let you know. So maybe if you see me in assignment, I don't spell something not good, so
That's
just let you
okay.
know. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
okay. And no, we'll work on that together. I think especially our projects will be a great time for you to practice your writing. And then I'm going to give feedback to every student individually about their projects. The quizzes and homework, it's more like multiple choice understanding, but then
Yeah,
the projects is actually writing and using the words. So I'll make sure to really focus on your projects and give you very, very thorough feedback about your writing.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
everything. All right,
Yeah.
see you Monday and
See
have a
you
good day.
Monday. So nice to meet
Okay,
you.
nice to meet you. Bye.